Hello and welcome back to the Full SP, and this time I'm going to be showing you some of my stamp collection. First started collecting stamps when I was a little boy. Now, oddly enough, the way I started collecting was one winter's day, walking down to, I believe it was the butcher's, with my mother, and on top of the pile of snow along the pavement I saw stamps very much like these spaced along the pavement, and I began picking them up. I ended up with about 30 of various different nations, and that was the start of my stamp collection. As time went on, I could get various stamps from various places, including many moons ago Woolworths used to sell them in packets. And then as I grew older, I managed to pick up albums like this. While I was at school, I joined the Stamp Society, and the teacher that was in charge told me that it's best not to try and collect the whole world of every stamp, but to specialise. So, heeding his words, I started specialising in Chinese stamps. And to get Chinese stamps, I had to pick up albums like this, and to say that to specialise in Chinese, I didn't know quite what I was letting myself in for, as it turned out to be a vast field of collecting. To start off with, the first Chinese stamps are from the treaty ports. This is from Shanghai, the first one to actually issue stamps in China, around 1865. And the treaty ports where foreign governments used to set up trading posts which issued stamps for themselves. These are some more from Shanghai. And this is a selection from Amoy, and there we have Fu Chao, and these treaty ports, around about a dozen or so. The first stamps were issued by the Imperial Customs Posts, which based their stamps on the dragon issue of Shanghai. That's some mint ones and some used from the Imperial Customs Post, which was set up by Robert Hart. They then turned to smaller dragons of the Imperial Customs Post. The first commemorative stamps of the Imperial Post were those for the Dowager Empress's 60th birthday. Which also coincided with them being one of the last stamps issued under the Chinese Customs Post. Later issues, the same stamp, were overprinted, and these are for the Chinese Imperial Post. These overprints were to issue in a new currency, from the Kandarin to the yen and cent stamps. And the overprints can be interesting, as shown on this block, because as you can see, each individual stamp should be the same distance from the writing, except this one, instead of being 3mm apart, is actually 4, which is a interesting variation. Apart from the postage stamps, which were overprinted, they also overprinted some revenue stamps in various denominations. And some of these particular stamps are worth quite a bit of money, particularly in the higher denominations. Here are the first new stamps issued in the new denomination. Issued in 1897. The following set has been redesigned, and these were issued in various forms from 1898 to around 1911. At various times, due to shortages, the stamps were occasionally bisected by provisional post offices. This one, the only one I've got, is this one for Fu Chao, where the 2-cent stamp has been cut in half and overstamped for 1 cent. In 1909, a commemorative set of 3 stamps were issued featuring the Temple of Heaven in Peking, the issue was, although of only 3 stamps, did have a variety of different perforations, from 13.5 down to 15. As a side collection, I have a few of the circular date stamps from the various issuing post offices. They're the circular date stamps, and these are a few of the circular date stamps in Chinese. Since I don't speak Chinese, I can only really collect the ones with the English circular date stamps. And that, up until the 1911 revolution, is a selection of the first stamps of China. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.